Hey everyone, welcome back to BU, the place where you unlock your true potential. Today, you will discover how to speak English naturally, without translating in your head. If you still think in your native language before speaking English, don't worry. This is a common problem that many learners face. But by the end of this video, you'll know exactly how to stop translating and start thinking directly in English. The techniques we're going to discuss are practical, effective, and used by fluent speakers around the world. So, listen carefully, take notes if you like, and let's begin this journey to fluency together. Before we get started, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a valuable lesson on mastering English. Let's get started. Why translating is a problem. When you translate in your head, speaking English becomes slow and difficult. Why? Because languages do not match word for word. Every language has different sentence structures, expressions, and ways of thinking. For example, in English, we say, "It's raining cats and dogs." This means it's raining heavily. But if you translate this directly into another language, it makes no sense. Each language has its own unique way of expressing ideas, and direct translation often leads to awkward or incorrect sentences. Imagine you're having a conversation. If you have to stop, think in your native language, translate into English, and then speak, the conversation will feel unnatural and slow. Your brain needs time to process, and this delay can make you feel less confident when speaking English. To speak fluently, you must train your brain to think in English, just like native speakers do. But how can you do this? Let's explore a powerful method that will help you transition from translating to thinking directly in English, the four-stage method to think in English. Now, let's explore a powerful method that will help you think in English step by step. There are 4 stages to this process. 1. Word thinking. Start with simple words. 2. Phrase thinking. Move on to short phrases. 3. Sentence thinking. Form complete thoughts. 4. Internal conversations. Talk to yourself in English. This process follows a natural progression. Just like a baby learns to speak by first recognizing words, then forming phrases, and eventually making full sentences, you must follow a similar pattern. Let's break them down one by one. Stage 1, word thinking. The first step is to think in single words. This is the foundation of thinking in English. For example, when you see a tree, don't think of the word in your native language and then translate it into English. Instead, just think, tree. Start practicing this every day. When you wake up in the morning, name the object around you in English. Pillow, blanket, window, door, toothbrush. When you eat breakfast, name the food, bread, butter, coffee. The more you do this, the more natural it will feel. By practicing word thinking, you are rewiring your brain to recall English words automatically instead of relying on translation. Stage 2, phrase thinking. Once you are comfortable with single words, move on to short phrases. For example, instead of just thinking coffee, think hot coffee or I need coffee. Try this throughout your day. When you wake up, think time to get up. When you see your phone, think I need to check my messages. When you look outside, think it's a sunny day. These short phrases help you connect words naturally without translation. To make this step even more effective, try listening to common phrases in English and repeating them. Watch English TV shows, listen to podcasts, or read books, and take note of phrases that native speakers use often. Then, try to use these phrases in your thoughts. Stage 3, sentence thinking. Now, it's time to form full sentences in English. When you experience something, try to describe it in your mind. For example, if you're at a park, think, the weather is nice today. If you're watching a movie, think, this movie is interesting. At first, your sentences might be simple, but that's okay. Over time, they will become more complex. The key is to avoid translating. Just let the English words come naturally. Another great way to practice this is by keeping a simple diary in English. Every night, write a few sentences about your day. What did you do? How did you feel? What did you see? Writing helps reinforce your ability to think in English. Stage 4, internal conversations. Finally, practice having full conversations with yourself in English. Imagine you're talking to a friend. For example, when you are cooking, ask yourself, "What am I making today?" Then answer, "I'm making pasta. First, I will boil the water." Talking to yourself in English improves your fluency because it forces your brain to think in English actively. The more you do this, the faster your English will become. You can also use voice recording apps to record yourself speaking and then listen back to see how natural your speech sounds. Extra tips to think in English. Now that you know the four-stage method, here are some extra tips to help you speed up the process. 1. Surround yourself with English. Listen to English music, watch English movies, and read English books. The more English you hear, the easier it becomes to think in English. 2. Use a monolingual dictionary. Stop using a dictionary that translates into your language. Instead, use an English-to-English dictionary. This forces you to understand words in English directly. 3. Speak without fear. Many learners hesitate because they are afraid of making mistakes. But mistakes are part of learning. Speak as much as possible, and don't worry about being perfect. 4. Join English conversations. Find a language partner, join an English-speaking group, or talk to native speakers online. The more you practice, the more natural English will feel. 5. Be patient and consistent. Thinking in English is a skill that takes time. Be consistent and practice every day. Even a few minutes of practice will make a big difference over time. Now, you have a clear plan to stop translating and start thinking directly in English. Remember, fluency is not about knowing every word. It's about training your brain to use English naturally. Start with words, move to phrases, form sentences, and then have internal conversations. Use the extra tips, stay consistent, and enjoy the process. Soon, you will notice that English comes to you automatically. If you found this guide helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe for more advanced English learning tips. Keep practicing, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.